You're watching the Battered Fans Network.
The heroes are back. Beards talking, balls rapping pink and black. Coming live from the 305, it's official tissue. The Battered Fan, Chris and Dan, weekly rocking with you. We talk Messi, Boosie, Jordy, Lucho, the Fat Four, to Ben Cram, Noah, Ruiz, Fred. What more could you ask for? Tighten up and get ready, listen in on the pod. Solana and X in Espanol, just to even the odds. Breakdowns and gas bagging, join the tribe and just vibe. $3.99, don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't hesitate, say what's up, go ahead and come in. No question about it, I'm ready to get hurt again.
No question about it, I am ready to get hurt again.
Chris, the Herons are back. Welcome, everybody, to episode number 346 of the Battered Heron Podcast. I am your host, Daniel Granada. And, Jesus Christ. I am your host, Daniel Granada. And alongside me, as always, is Mr. KBD. How are you doing, sir?
I guess it didn't help that I took the hat off.
I feel
still
like you
lost.
cursed us from the jump.
Oh, my goodness. No, I didn't. What a disaster, huh?
Yeah, I see a lot of people saying, wow, I stayed up past midnight for this. Yeah, I mean, it seems like we don't fare well in these late games on the West Coast, right? It happened against LA, now against Vancouver. The players just don't work well with the time change, I guess.
I mean, Love Logic, 2 goals at home isn't as bad as it sounds.
No, it's
Still
not.
2 goals.
No, it's not the 2 goals. It's the fact that you need to score 2 to tie, and you can't let them score any. And then you need to score 3 to win. That's where the difficult part comes in. Because beating a team like Vancouver 3-0 isn't an easy task. Because Vancouver is a good team. And defensively, they've been decent. And you saw what they did in the second half when they just decided to kind of just, you know what, we're just going to play the straight counter. And because we have the lead, we're going to go ahead, compact in this box, kind of like we've been struggling with the last couple of weeks. And they ended up with another goal at the end. So just a tough night overall.
This is I gotta agree with this. Gus is saying this is on Mache.
Okay. I'm not gonna disagree with that. I feel like some questionable moves here.
Yeah, there's a couple things that we could be able to do there. And shout out to Alejandro up in the chat with the super duper slam. Said we need KDB ASAP. I mean, do we?
Well, I don't know. I will tell you, everybody talks about how this turf in Vancouver makes a difference. It takes players a little while to adjust. And I will say, it does make a difference. You saw how that ball was bouncing and skidding. And Thuck Fung, Danny overhyped this team so much. I said that they wouldn't lose more than 3 games in the MLS season, in the MLS regular season, and they still haven't lost any. So I'm not sure how I'm overhyping them. They haven't been eliminated, as far as I know, in the Champions Cup. So everything that I said that they'd do, they're still on track to do. So I'm not sure where I've gone wrong yet.
Well, and Marasovic says it plainly. We got outplayed. Look, they're at home. They know their turf. They know how to play on their turf, and they felt comfortable in the beginning of the game when it matters. Let's go to Christian Reyes with a super slam.
Bang! Bang!
I did hit it on the money. I said 2-0.
No changes. Suarez lost.
I did say 2-0, that's for sure. Yeah. Walter saying Suarez needed to be subbed sooner. Should never have played 90 minutes.
I think that could have been a possibility. I mean, obviously speaking after, right? I think before the
hindsight
second
being
goal,
2020.
Yes, I think it would have been good to sub him in a little bit after starting the second half. 70 minutes, I think it would have been a good time. Now, Chris is saying we got no attack, but I mean, we'll go through it. General thoughts, Danny. My general thoughts are we're completely cooked. I'm full-blown panicking because Vancouver is a hell of an offense. They showed us what they were worth in this game. Obviously, this is on their territory. So things are going to be very different in Miami.
Yes, they had some chances. They had that second goal was really frustrating to see because that play, that low cross was way off the mark. Sabi couldn't get to it. I believe it was Sabi that was going to. He couldn't get
Yeah.
to it. It's just that somebody left Berhalter completely unmarked, and he just ran up on the ball and just fired it into the back of the net. But I mean, that was just a poor play on somebody's behalf. We'd have to go back and look at the replay to see who should have been. Maybe even Allende should have been tracking back to defend on that play. But that was unfortunate. And that first goal, that was Falcon that lost his man. But they didn't have necessarily crazy amounts of chances. Like, they didn't necessarily outplay us to the point where we're like, wow, this team is far superior than us. At least I didn't think so. Those are my general thoughts. I'd love to hear in the chat if they felt like this team looked far and away the better team. I thought they had a good game plan. I thought that once they got that 1-0 lead and then we were 10 or 15 minutes into the second half, when we started getting some momentum, they decided, you know what? We're good ending this game 1-0, and then they just started defending. And then we really had a hard time getting into the attack. But I wouldn't say it was crazy.
And I mean, Rick A is asking, can you please just tell me why do we suck?
I thought that leaving Segovia on for so long was a mistake. Putting Segovia on the left side was a mistake. And I'm sure we're going to get to the starting 11 in a second. Having Messi play so wide right, I thought was weird. I thought we had Messi playing that 10 role, but today he was mainly on the right side. He was almost playing like a right mid. I thought that was odd and had me a bit confused. So those are the thoughts as to why I thought that we just were not looking very good today. But again, I didn't think Vancouver looked necessarily out of this world. Vancouver looked good, but I didn't think, oh my God, we have no chance next week. I didn't think that at all.
Well, and Miem is saying lack of combination. I think the pitch has a lot to do with that. But I guess we'll get into it, when we recap the game. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say Messi had no support at all. Yeah, it was rough, and there was one play where we saw Segovia, and you go. I mean, I don't think that you would listen to the whole watch along again, but where we all pointed at a moment where Segovia had a shot. It looked like he had a shot on goal. Take the shot, but he saw Messi to his left, and he's like, Messi's here. I got to give him the ball. And at some point, we need somebody like what's this kid's name from last year?
Matias
Rojas. That man, if he had an opening, he was taking the shot, and we need somebody that's okay doing that. And right now, everybody's kind of just like, if Messi's in the area, I just got to give it to Messi, and we got to get over that. If you got the shot, take it.
Well, Troy Alves with a super slam says, hoping for the hottest humid game next week to kill that press. That said, I agree we're cooked, and Mash did not have the team prepared. I think we're going to get into Mascherano immediately when we talk about the starting 11. Immediately.
Atmosphere. I don't feel like they panned through the stadium enough. We didn't hit up Sam at halftime like we tried to do with other people. I don't know why we forgot to do that. So I don't know what the stadium looked like necessarily. I feel like I saw a lot more white than I did pink. I don't know what you thought.
I did see a lot of Inter Miami jerseys, more than I thought, especially in Vancouver, Canada. But let me tell you, Vancouver fans showed out. And considering that they got screwed over last time, that Messi was supposed to play, they showed out, and they showed out big. And I'm actually happy that they were able to see the game pan out like this, because to see the player that you wanted to come and see, but then to also see the team that you're there to support win the game, I'm pretty sure it felt good for the fans that were there live. So we got a super slam here by Rick A. He says, you are a striker, not an assister. Hit the ball. We're going to be critical of a couple people.
Yeah, I guess. All right. So atmosphere wise, I felt like I saw a lot more white than I did see pink. So they represented it. Shout out to everybody with the Super Slams. Christian, love that you spell your name with a CH.
Says Canadians don't deserve football happiness. Woof. Woof.
That's harsh.
Yes.
That's harsh. All right. So let's go to the starting 11. These are starting 11.
So we went over this. Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say that I had this incorrect because I when I saw the names, I just assumed this is how it should play out, and I was a bit wrong. You would have to flip Allende and Segovia. They, for some reason, in the first half had Allende on the left and Segovia on the right.
Which is the reason why we started off poorly. On the bottom, we got Ustadi playing goalie, Alba, Allen, and Falcon, automatic people we thought were going to play. Weigand, we were kind of worried whether it was going to be him or Frey, and it was Weigand that got the start. Busquets, and we thought it was going to be Bright, but it was actually Busquets and Redondo playing the double pivot. Messi at the 10, and then Suarez at the 9, and then hitting the wings. We have Allende, who was actually on the left wing, and Segovia, who was on the right wing.
So, initial thoughts. We thought that this would be the 11. I think when we had the episode yesterday, this is the 11 we called, except we thought that it would be Bright over Redondo. I was very surprised to see Redondo, although, unlike a lot of people that hate on Redondo, I think he is a solid player. I just think Bright is better playing next to Busquets. But Redondo got the start, and I didn't think he played poorly. I was okay with this. Although I like Frey, I don't hate on Cello, and I think he's a good player also. I think he had probably the best performance of the game. That I was okay with the starting 11 until I found out that Allende and Segovia were flipped. Your thoughts on the starting 11?
Listen, I'm going to say the same thing. Redondo was the only worry I had. He panned out pretty well. And the fact that you have Allende on the left side and Segovia on the right, again, to me, when you play Allende, it's better to play him on the right, not on the left. Just like how when we have Robert Taylor, play him on the left, not on the right. So you're doing a lot of, like, when you have Allende, you use him to make those runs in behind, and he's going to be occupying space that Jordi Alba wants to be in.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to the general. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was going to say that, and that's why in the first half, you saw Allende kind of playing centrally and Jordi pushing up that left side, but that's not Allende's game. And Segovia, he is a little better when he plays centrally, so he would have been perfect in that role, but instead they had him out wide on the right, which he was doing nothing out there. So it was just a very weird first half, the way it played out with the wingers, and I guess that's the starting 11. Outside of those two, Segovia and Allende being flipped, I thought the 11 played decent for the first half.
And I want to bring up this super slam by the gentleman Wake.
Bang! Bang!
Says game plan was so inept. Literally give the ball to Messi and hope he can beat 5 guys. The most predictable crap. Messi hasn't scored in 3 games.
And Messi's almost a shoe-in to score. And yeah, he's been on this night. We got shut out again. We were talking about how we only got shut out. How many times was it? It was, I think, twice in the Messi era with Messi starting up until this season. And now it's happened like 3 times this year, maybe more.
And look, Yannick is mentioning something good here. Says Redondo played hard. He did. He played very well. And this is a game.
Stops also.
This is a game where we can finally say, after some time now, that Redondo played better than Bright. So for as much as Pedri Potter thinks that we're running an agenda, okay, this guy thinks he's up there with the clipboard, like we have this like conspiracy theory. No, man, Redondo played super, super well. Played really good.
All right, so that was the starting 11. Like I said, it's more or less what we expected, except for the Bright Redondo. But again, Redondo, a solid player. I thought he played decent. All right.
So,
and before we get into the game recap, I just want to put out there real quick what I said. By the way, ready to get hurt again. I got it in pink. I got it in black. BatteredFans.com. just because I'm a Battered fan. Uh, I brought up last time when we beat LAFC how remember I was talking about those championship DVDs and how there has to be some drama. Right? It has to be cinematic. We've put
Yeah.
ourselves in this position now 2 times in a row in 2 rounds. I mean, we got the drama ready for next week. Now, can
Yes.
we overcome it? I don't know, but I mean, if we make it to the final, it's gonna be one hell of a championship DVD. I guess is what I could say.
MK is saying right here 3-0, 4-1, 5-2, or a win by 4+ goals. So, like,
The second goal was really bad to give up.
expect a lot of goals next week, guys.
Or you could win 2-0 and go into extra time. The hard part is going to keep them off the score sheet.
Yeah, especially an offensive team like this.
And then don't worry. That was the last one for quite a while. We only do it for the Champions Cup. Next week we'll be there in person. And then in the final, if we're hosting it, we'll be there in person also. So don't worry. No more.
You know, there's other people that do watch-alongs. And do they get hate like this too?
No.
Like, there's no way, right? There's no way.
Look, like I said it during the watch along when somebody brought that up. If us doing a watch along causes Miami to lose, Miami has bigger problems. If
Yes.
we can cause them to lose.
Yeah.
So, all right. Go ahead, Chris. You can start off with the game.
So, I mean, after doing a watch along, doing a game recaps kind of sucks because we just literally watched the whole game. But it's a weird thing because in the beginning of the game, it was sort of a back and forth.
The first
But
15 minutes was back and forth. Yes.
Yes. In the beginning, it was a back and forth, but then Vancouver took pretty quick control. Even though we had a really good amount of collective like possession, like Vancouver was very dangerous with their attacks. So Ricky, shout out to you.
I felt like the first 20 minutes or so, Miami was getting a lot of chances. It was back and forth. And then from minute like 25 on, and I believe that they scored after the 25th minute, Vancouver.
They scored at the 24th minute.
Okay, so right around there. So I felt like at that point on, Vancouver kind of dominated whenever they got the ball. Because we held possession, but we couldn't get into that final third. The only shot we had on goal in the first half was a shot by Messi from distance. I don't know. And some folks said if we're out next week, we're not winning MLS Cup. MLS Cup isn't for like another 6 months. So one doesn't have to do with the other, luckily. But that was the only shot on goal that Miami had. They had a very hard time getting to that final third. And I thought that it had a lot to do with the fact that they didn't have Allende down the right side and they had to go on the left. So, and I don't want to get to halftime talk yet, but during halftime we said this game looks different if they have Allende down the right side, and I thought that that's what it showed in the beginning of the second half. But let's stick to the first half.
So the first half, like I said, essentially it was a back and forth up until like 15, 20 minutes. Vancouver started to take a little bit more precedence over the game, and then they ended up scoring. Brian White ends up receiving a beautiful sort of a cross pass by Vite, and he puts it in with a header. And
they had some nice link-up play leading up to that goal.
Yes,
some give and goes. It was really nicely done. It's just Falcon lost Brian White, and then JMPL
shout out to Jamaican
Danny was about to start. He got injured in training right when he got here. So.
What a bad one.
Exactly. That's why I don't understand when Danny hypes this team. This is the best MLS team roster-wise, and I'm not the only one to say it. Listen to any body that covers this league, and they will all say the same. So it's not just me, and we're not eliminated yet. If we were to come back and win next week, we continue saying this is the best team,
Yeah.
and that's that. Good.
So they ended up scoring Brian White with his header, right? Not what we wanted. Tati saying Messi wanted to punch Cuba so bad. Absolutely. He was furious.
Things were getting spicy early.
Yes, yes. So after that, we ended up sort of collectively having a lot more possession, obviously, because they're trying to get the goal now. So now Vancouver's heels are, a little further back, right? They're on their heels. But listen, Vancouver wasn't afraid to counter with the lead. They weren't afraid to do that.
No, but that's what they did the first half, right? The second half of the first half.
Yes.
That makes sense, right? From the 25th minute on, with the lead, they were still countering and they weren't necessarily hunkering down in a low block. They weren't doing that yet in the first half.
Yeah.
Do you want to say anything else about the first half?
No, I mean, the first half, other than that, I mean, you have Brian White that finally got a yellow card after all of the city of Vancouver decides to foul Inter Miami players.
Well, I felt like Messi was hitting the ground a lot, and I was surprised that they didn't call any fouls. The referee was letting him play.
Yeah, he was.
Both ways.
And
I
typically like that, but he literally called out 4 players and said, this yellow card is going to this.
What trophy has been given out yet, Pedri? As of right now, there have been no trophies given out this season. So I'll stop saying that they're a good team, Pedri. Miami is just a normal team. They're just a normal team.
They're just a soccer team, a football team.
They're just a football team. So in the first half, Messi, I felt like he was getting fouled a lot. They let them play both ways, but eventually they finally called the yellow on Brian White. And when he calls it, he's like, dude, you've been fouling him. You've been fouling him. You've been fouling him. Somebody needs a yellow. And he finally gave a yellow. Okay? So that's that.
Shout out 1-1 goal.
Now, in the first half, I thought Luis Suarez finally got more involved. He had almost 30 touches, which in the past 3 weeks before that, he hadn't touched the ball almost at all. So I lost my train of thought. So it was funny.
You were talking about Suarez with getting the amount of touches.
He finally got some touches, but we just couldn't get anything going in the final third. And then at halftime, when we went ahead and we were talking during the show, we said, if Allende gets on the right, I think we have a chance.
Yes. So we called Mascherano at halftime. He was watching. He was actually watching us live on the toilet. And he's like, I got you guys. I'm going to put Allende on the right. We're going to put Segovia on the left. And that's how we're going to start the half.
And they did. Well, let's do what we usually do. At halftime, how did you feel?
I didn't feel great. And I said that at halftime. I don't feel great until they make the change. Then when they made the change, I felt confident.
Okay. I still thought that we would at least put one up. I thought at least we'll score one.
Yeah.
That's how I felt. And then the second half started, and I felt like we looked better the first 10 minutes. The first 10 minutes, we had 2 shots the whole first half. The first 10 minutes, we already had 2 shots. I was like, okay, Allende on the right. We're finally starting to spread out this defense. We're looking good. That was the first 10 minutes. Once the 60th minute hit, Vancouver said, we got a 1-0 lead. We're good. And all of a sudden, they started playing a low block. All of a sudden, they started playing a little more compact, giving us the wings. Good luck breaking us down the middle. All of a sudden, they do that. Suarez is now invisible. Those 30 touches from the first half, I don't know how many he got in the second half. He didn't get many.
Yeah.
Messi's dropping back to get the ball and trying to help create. Like it just, after the 60th minute, we just were lost again offensively, like we've been the last couple of weeks.
Well, before that happened, they did make a substitution, Vancouver. Then Redondo got a yellow card. Then Tristan Blackman got a yellow card. And around the 60th minute is when Priso came in for Ali Ahmed. And this was a little bit before one of our key substitutions, which was when Redondo came out for Yannick Bright in the 70th minute. And then 3 minutes later, Yannick Bright gets a yellow card. Exactly what I said in the actual watch along. So
but I didn't think
there's
that was a yellow. I felt like
No, it
Kuba
wasn't.
kind of fell into him, but and that was his first foul. I think that's exactly what Yannick Bright said. That was the first one, and he
Yeah.
barely touched him. So
And then after that, Ben Krem came in for Segovia. I mean, look, Segovia, for as well as he played when he first started with the team, lately it's been shaky for Segovia.
absolutely.
Shaky to the core.
Mm-hmm.
Super suspect what's happening with Segovia. I don't know about the stars coming in to shake things up, but it's weird because I feel like Fafa would have been a good person to substitute in for him.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I felt like after the 60th minute, things changed. I think Miami all of a sudden found themselves in the same situation that they found themselves in the last couple of weeks. They couldn't play up the middle. They no longer had space to play in to Suarez. So Suarez became invisible, and that was it. I felt like they just started defending, and they would hit us on the counter whenever they had a chance. And they have speed on that team. They have Sabi. They have Ahmed. They subbed in Nelson for I forgot who he came in for. I think it was for Cubas, but they had speed all over the pitch, so they could beat us on the counter. And when they finally got that counter opportunity, I saw Yannick Bright on Sabi, and I thought to myself, okay, Yannick Bright's gonna shut this down. Sabi took him all the way to down the touchline. He crossed it in, and eventually Bright lost his man. I forgot who it was that he lost that eventually gave that low cross in that pass, got past Sabi, and kind of just fell into no man's land where nobody's marking Berhalter, and Berhalter is just hauling ass from the midfield all the way down into the goal, blasted in the back of the net. And at that point, I feel like every Inter Miami fan's heart just sank.
Well, you're talking about who made the pass. The guy who made the pass was a guy that was substituted in the 82nd minute named Jaden Nelson. He made the pass that went to a open space with Sebastian Berhalter waiting for it to bury it in the back of the net.
But that's the thing. Nelson wasn't passing it to Berhalter.
No, he was passing it to
Sabi.
Yes.
So they defended that well. It's just nobody
picked up
nobody picked up what's his face Berhalter.
Yeah,
which is really rough because right now, if that game ends 1-0, I'm disappointed, but I'm still feeling really good about next week.
Can I bring this up? King is back. You've said this like 3-4 times already. Redondo red card. I haven't watched after we just got off of the podcast. I mean the watch along. Guys, did Redondo get a red card? Because I don't see it registered here on any website.
No, I'm looking. I don't see it either.
Because imagine that. Another CDM gets a red card for the second leg. So now instead of having Busquets missing, now it's going to be Redondo missing. Okay, so Aria is usually very trustworthy. Said no.
Doug Funk says, I think he just means he's bad.
Oh.
He did very well. Everybody talks about how Tata did horrible because he would never sub. There were 2 substitutions the entire game. It was Yannick Bright for Redondo in the 70th minute.
Yeah.
And I think that had something to do with the yellow card that Redondo already had.
Yes.
So I don't know if he gets subbed out if that wasn't for that. And then he subbed out Segovia for Kremaki in the 74th minute, which I feel it should have been earlier than that.
Oh, for sure.
And Krabs asking why I'm sniffling. I have no idea. It just randomly hit me. I don't know if something's making me allergic or what, but yeah, I just randomly started sniffling.
Well,
how do you feel about those substitutions?
No, man. Give me Fafa. No, you know what? Hold on. Let me take that back. Before the substitution, I would have said give me Fafa over Ben Krem. Ben Krem didn't play awful, but he didn't play that many minutes. He played, 15 plus minutes, 16 plus minutes. He didn't play bad.
In the first 5 or 10 minutes, I felt like he created more chances down that left side than Segovia did the entire game.
Yeah, that's 1,000%.
Immediately.
Yeah, and that's considering that he's not a good winger. And it was from the left side. So he's trying to center it in off of his weaker foot.
And then here we go, JMPO fan. I feel like Fafa is a game changer.
Yeah.
he just doesn't get on the pitch.
And the pace on that pitch where you know the pitch. I think if there's any game that he would have been effective in, it would have been this game. That he's effective. He knows this pitch.
Mm-hmm. Before we keep going, before I forget, I don't know if you've managed to read some of the comments on our recent videos, but just so you know, when we get this video, for those of you in the live chat, take your time every once in a while to go back and read it. It's hilarious. You don't know how many times they refer to us as these Americans. You know what? And I don't care if you insult me or I say I don't know what I'm talking about, but I think it's so weird that you always refer to us as these Americans. I don't get it. It's just a random thought that came in my head. I just started thinking about how they're gonna start talking crap and like these Americans.
I think I might wear like an American flag, probably like have a bald eagle just on my shoulder.
I considered getting actually. I'll tell you about it later.
Okay. Maybe like an American flag bandana.
Yeah.
Like just go all out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. These get out of here. These
That's
Americans are yappers. Yeah, these guys don't know soccer. These guys have no idea.
All right. What about Frey? Frey didn't start. It might have something to do with the pitch. I just think that Mascherano just trusts Wagon a little more. So
good comment, Mike B. Yeah, might as well.
All right. So
well, I think. Let's get. I mean, look, we got scored on. Game ends. I'm done with misery. 2-0, we lose.
What others? Do you think there should have been any other changes?
I
felt like Messi was playing wide right a lot during that game.
I feel like Messi was coming back too much. I felt like he was coming back way too often, and I don't want him to come back and create so far back. Like, move it up with your center backs and your wide, your wing backs.
Yeah, but we're not playing as high of a line as we used to last year.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just I don't want Messi to go so far back. I mean, there was a play where he passed it in from so far back, and it took him like 15 seconds to get back into the play.
Yeah.
You want your most effective player to be in the madness, or at least somewhere near it, not all the way back there where Cello's supposed to be at. So,
game ends. I thought that we would eventually score. Obviously, I was wrong. We ended 2-0, and we are now in a hole in which we're going to play next Wednesday here at home, but without scoring an away goal again, which is the worst position you could put yourself in because of this stupid away goal rule. We are now in a hole in which we need to win 2-0 to go to extra time. And if they were to score, we need to win 4-1. Not 3-1.
Disaster.
Because 3-1 would leave you at a 3-3 draw in aggregate, and they would win because of the stupid away goal. They have that one away goal, and they would move on. So it's either you win 2-0, go to extra time, or if they score, you got to win 4-1. You have to win
basically
by 3 goals. Not a big hole that they just put themselves in.
The only other offensive substitution that you could have made would be Santi Morales.
No.
Just
Santi
thinking
Morales
out loud.
He's not going to get in a game like this.
Yeah.
So Bam, shout out to Bam.
Shout out to Bam Sports.
I think Inter can overturn this deficit and get the win. I'm not going to say that I don't think they can. They can win 2-0 and force this to go to extra time. But keeping Vancouver at 0 isn't going to be an easy task, especially when you're chasing the game.
Yeah.
Right? Because you have to score the 2 goals at least. So you're going to chase the game. So you leave yourself open to those counters. So you have to score. And if they were to score, you need 4. So it's definitely going to be we need another miracle. Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yannick Forrest saying disaster. And Dennis saying, I don't see it. We cooked.
No, Pedri's put this comment up a couple times. So let me read it because he's copy and pasted it like.
Pedri, don't
Aren't American
spam.
citizens should be called Americans or should they be called Canadians? I'm
Well,
not sure
they
what
should
this
be
means,
called
Pedri.
Canadians.
I'm not sure what that means. I will tell you, Chris and I technically are Colombian and Cuban.
Yes.
So I don't know. You can
There's
call us
that.
Colombian and Cuban. Yeah. All right. So your thoughts after the game was over, and in the chat, I would love to. Even though I've seen many of you already put that we're cooked.
We're
Your thoughts
completely
once
cooked.
that final whistle. What were you thinking?
We're completely cooked, Danny.
Okay.
Like we need 4 goals because
Okay.
they're gonna score. Like they're gonna score.
Not
You think
necessarily.
we can shut them out?
There's plenty of teams that have shut them out. Or am I thinking of Columbus?
No, there's been teams that have shut them out.
So let me pull up the recent results just so I'm not talking out of my butt. They were shut out by St. Louis. They were shut out by Toronto. That's it.
What was the tie with Toronto?
Yeah, but it was still shut out. But that's it. They've scored every other game. So
Oh my
Toronto and
goodness.
St. Louis shut them out.
Thuck Fung is predicting Vancouver 5-0 next week.
Yeah.
And Pedri, listen, you're about to get blocked just for spelling it with a freaking U. Why do
I know,
you
it's with
spell
an O.
Colombian with a U?
It's with an
Pedri,
O.
I hope that you're not a Hispanic person, especially from South America.
All right. So you think we're cooked? The chat apparently thinks we're cooked. Also, I don't lose hope just because we have Messi on this team and the squad we have. Even though Pedri and some other people saying that I'm overhyping this team, I don't lose hope. I still think this team can figure it out. If all they need is a 2-0 victory, I thought they could do it today. Obviously, I was wrong, but I still think they could do it next week. And then once you go 2-0 and you go into extra time, that's it. It's 0-0 next, and you're playing with a clean slate. Now, if Vancouver scores 1, scoring 4 is going to be very, very difficult.
Yeah, we
Very
better
difficult.
call Rice to cook them. That's what Kevo was saying.
Or like Bruno just said, we could also win 3-0, and then that's it.
Yeah.
Right? Because 2-0, you go to extra time. But if you win 3-0, that's it. That's game.
Yeah. Let's talk about standouts and que penas. Let's hand out some trophies here.
Okay.
Okay. Standout, and Solana already mentioned his standout out of this squad. I'll go with another one. Redondo will be my standout. Since Pedri wants to talk about so much crap that we don't respect Redondo and we have an agenda for American players, even though Bright is from Italy. Redondo will get my standout award for this game.
Soccer Daddy says that the Whitecaps will just play a low block next game.
Too bad.
I mean, they did it in the second half.
We're still going to score on them because we're playing on real grass next week.
And we're playing at home.
And we're playing at home.
And I have a feeling that it's going to be a good turnout next week.
Yes.
Standout, you said Redondo. I'm going to stick with Chelo also. Chelo, I thought, had a good game. Ustari, I'm going to give it to Ustari also because we pointed out during that watch along a couple times that the way Vancouver was pressing, Drake wouldn't have been able to handle that pressure the way Ustari did, playing out of the back. So I'm going to give it to Ustari also. So Chelo, Ustari. I think those are going to be the two standouts for me at the moment. Although Allende wasn't playing on the right side the first half, I don't think he did much on the left or on the right today. So I'm going to go Chelo and Ustari. Noah Allen also. Noah Allen, you didn't hear his name too much. It's usually a good thing.
That is a pretty good thing. Yep.
So Noah
and
Allen.
Falcon made a really good clearance where it was right in front of goal. So shout out to Falcon for making a really good clearance with that. Let's go to que penas, Danny. I think these are pretty easy to give away. My que pena is going to go over to this guy right here, Segovia.
Hold on. And real quick, Natalie, absolutely there's a chance of a comeback.
There is a chance.
We're playing at home. Don't lose hope. We got the greatest player of all time. Don't lose hope. What were you saying?
And I'm gonna go with my que penas are gonna go with Mascherano for
Okay.
putting this guy on the right side in the beginning of the game and for a whole
Fair.
half.
Fair.
And then I'm going with Segovia because of how trashy he's played, not just this game, but the last couple games.
Okay. I'll go with Mascherano also for not subbing out Suarez. I feel like we should have put somebody else up there eventually. I'm okay with him starting. I'm okay giving him 60, 70 minutes. He shouldn't be out there 90 minutes anymore.
Get him out.
Yeah, he shouldn't be out there 90 minutes anymore. That would be my que pena. And our wingers, Segovia and Allende, even though I think Allende does better on the right, I feel like they both didn't do anything. So I'm going to go Segovia, Allende, and Mascherano for leaving Suarez out there for 90 minutes.
Yeah. And, I mean, this is going to be tough, but man of the match other than Messi in such a
for me, it's easy.
depressing game,
Oh, it's Chelo.
Chelo is the man of the match.
Yeah, I think Chelo had a great game. He also had a great block to start at some point in the first half where it was a one-on-one chance and it was going to go far post and Chelo didn't give. I know when we were doing the watch-along, Solana said that he thinks that Ustari might have gotten to it. I'm glad that we never found out. I thought Chelo had a great game.
Well, I'm gonna give my man of the match other than Messi also to Wegan.
Okay.
I think he deserves it. I think he deserves all the flowers this game. And he played really, really well, and he does everything pretty well.
Yeah. And then Claudette says Ocampo. Okay, we're talking just Inter Miami, Ocampo, but Ocampo for Vancouver. Okay.
Yeah. And, I mean, Chelo was a standout by Truco. He controlled that right back area for sure. And look, this is a comment that a lot of people aren't going to be making, Bruno. Messi was extremely flat today. He did create.
In the watch along before Solana got off, he wanted to make sure that he let everybody know that his Que Pena award went to Messi today. So there you go.
Yeah. So he got an award other than Messi and the Que Pena.
I think Money Matt's the worst striker you've ever seen. Come on, Money Matt. We lived
Come on.
We lived through Higuain, and Higuain was really bad.
Robbie Robinson was a striker at some point.
Yeah.
I mean, we also had what's this guy, Jake
We also lived through
LaCava?
Campana.
We had LaCava as a striker.
No, but he never started consistently.
He did start at some point. Like he had a game.
I don't even remember him starting, honestly.
I only know because I pulled up highlights of him because I'm trying to cook something up. So,
all right. So we went through everything. So I guess we finish it here with our final thoughts, and then in the chat, any final thoughts that you guys might have. So let me break it down one more time, Chris. Next week, we win 1-0, we're eliminated.
By the way, we won't be doing any more watch-alongs. Why, Danny? Because we're probably going to be going.
Because we're at the game next week. Because we only do it for the big games, right? Champions Cup. We'll be at the game next week. If we were to somehow get by next week and make it to the final, there's a chance, right? Because if we win next week, there's a chance we host it, and I'm not missing that final if it's here at home. And then we won't have any more big games until the playoffs. So, no more watch-alongs for a while. So
you guys get your wish.
To be clear,
go watch some other garbage watch-alongs.
Yeah, but to be clear, we're not the only watch-alongs. So
you can go watch all the other watch-alongs. You guys don't like our watch-alongs? Go find somebody else to blame for your losses.
Will from MLS Moves had a watch-along. Go blame him.
Yeah, come on.
All right. So, like I was saying, we win 1-0, we're eliminated. We win 2-0, and we go ahead and we go to extra time. We win 3-0, we move on.
We win, yep.
Okay. If they score a goal, then we need to score 4 goals.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Because if we score 3,
because they have 4.
If we score 3, they would be at 3 also. But the tiebreaker would be that one away goal that they would be scoring next week.
Yes.
So if we shut them out, we need 2 to go to extra time, 3 to win outright after 90 minutes. If they score 1, we need 4. If they score 2, we need 5, and so on. We need to win by 3 goals if they were to score next week. So a tall task again, and we'll see. I'm excited about what's coming because it's definitely going to be a nerve-wracking game. I'm not built for these type of events. My nerves get the best of me, but it'll be interesting.
How was the game, Soccer Daddy? How was it live? Soccer Daddy saying 1-0 win, great CC run. And
Soccer Daddy, let us know exactly how things are. How were the things looking as far as support? Was it a lot of Miami supporters over there? I mean, obviously Barcelona and all that other stuff. Yeah. But how was that looking? Because I really couldn't tell from TV. And Galactic Prophet saying it's over. It's long from over. I think you forgot who we have on this team. Teams like the Galaxy, those teams lose one player and then they go to poop. But we're all right, Galactic Prophet. We're all right.
We're cooked. We're cooked. We're so cooked.
I'm not losing hope just quite yet. All right. I think that's it. I don't think we have anything else. It is 1:20 in the morning. I got to be up in 3-4 hours. Chris, and who plays on Sunday? Oh, okay. I guess we could touch on this right quick before we get off. We still have that game against Dallas on Sunday. After what we saw today, knowing we have that game on Wednesday, and between Sunday and Wednesday, there's only 2 rest days. Who do you think plays on Sunday? Do we see
Segovia plays for sure?
Okay.
Segovia plays for sure. Redondo and Bright, I think, play for sure. I think that they probably start together.
Who was it you said? Segovia?
Redondo and Bright for sure start.
Okay.
I think Segovia starts as well. I think Frey starts. I think Frey gets to start because you kind of want to get him warm just in case you want to make either the Cello or the Frey deal. I feel like you're going to get massive rotation at the center back. You might get Noah Allen.
You might get the Toto Aviles, David Martinez with Noah Allen out on left back.
I think you're going to get full rotation in the back 4. I feel like I want full rotation the whole game.
Mascherano hasn't looked like he does that though.
No, he
up
doesn't.
Until this point, he hasn't. I hope he finally does. And the fact that we only have 2 days in between, I hope he does. But
this isn't going to happen either, Matt. I think Luis Suarez has to keep playing
on Sunday. On Sunday, he could play. I don't think if Suarez plays, he's not playing 90.
I think he gets subbed in, but I think Suarez is playing at least 60 minutes.
Okay, but Obando's going to get in. I think Obando gets in on Sunday
for sure. I do think that Allende is not going to play because he probably came on too early because of his injury. So I think you're going to get some Ben Krem action, and I think Messi's going to start.
If Messi starts, Messi finishes.
I think he starts for sure.
And Jay's asking, is Gressel still with us? I don't know. I don't know. There was a rumor going around, and then I just never heard anything about it again. So,
and I think I permanently blocked Pedri. If I haven't, I'm sorry. Let Pedri know. Anybody that speaks to Pedri, let him know I'm sorry. I blocked him. I just tried to freeze him for a minute because he kept spamming the chat. I think I blocked him permanently. Sorry.
That wasn't a mistake. You did that on purpose, didn't you?
No, I didn't. I just pressed. Hold on. What did I press? I put him in timeout. But then it says ban user and delete their comments. What am I doing?
So, how are you feeling about Sunday's game? Do you even care about the Dallas game on Sunday?
I mean, I do care. I think it's going to be fun. It's been a while since I gone to a game, so I can't wait to go and see whoever,
I honestly couldn't give a crap about Sunday's game. Dallas doesn't excite me at all. Just hearing the name bores me. The fact that we have this huge game coming up on Wednesday, I kind of wish I could just skip on Sunday. Like I really do not care about Sunday's game at all.
I mean, look, Jay is saying no one cares.
I know. I don't
Shadow
care.
was to forfeit the game.
Might as well. What was the game that we played between the LAFC legs? There was a game in between. I forgot who it was.
I think I
But
had a.
but I remember. I think it was Toronto. But I remember
It
caring
was
a
Toronto.
little bit more.
Yes.
I remember caring a little bit more than I do this. This I really do not care at all about
Well,
this game.
because this is big stakes.
I
this
mean, it
is
was big
big
stakes against
stakes.
LAFC though.
No, but this is bigger stakes because we're in the next round.
Yeah.
These are like filet mignon
Yeah.
steaks.
Oh, heading to the final possibly.
Yes.
So, yeah, and I am Jekka said, and I called it yesterday when we predicted the Dallas game. If we end up with a 1-1 draw, I'm happy. Take the point, move on with your life, and just worry about the real game on Wednesday. So yeah, I'm with you. Give me a draw, and I'll be good. So
I guess we'll finish it out with Giovanni's comment. Hashtag free Pedri. For as much crap as we talk about Pedri, for hashtag free Pedri, okay?
yeah, and I think I wore the appropriate shirt. I'm ready to get hurt again. So
You jinxed us with that shirt. It wasn't
Well,
even the watch along. It was your stupid Jets shirt.
well, it was because today was the NFL draft.
Look at this. Dennis is vomiting all over your shirt.
No, yeah. So, whatever. All right. Look, free
Oh, look.
Pedri.
He came back. He used the back channel account. I'm back, Chris. I'll always be here to expose the agenda hypocrisy by guys like you. Shout out to Pedri. Look at you.
Oh,
Finding back channels. This guy's a hacker in disguise.
oh, all right. Good. Well done, Pedri. I like it. Well done. So yeah, that's it.
Pedri.
We'll be back on Sunday for a post game of a game that absolutely doesn't matter, but this is what we do, and we will be back on talking about it. So, if you are listening on audio, we appreciate you listening all the way to the end. Please leave us 5 stars, comment, review, all that other good stuff. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you for watching all the way to the end. I look forward to listening to your American criticisms, calling us dumb Americans and all that other stuff. I love
Colombia with a U.
So much appreciated for all those negative comments. We love them. And for those of you in the chat, you guys are the best part of the show. We appreciate you hanging out with us for the last 53 minutes. And we'll be back on Sunday. Go ahead, Chris.
And for hanging out with us for the watch along. Shout out to you guys. You guys are the real heroes.
Absolutely. That was a fun time also. We appreciate everybody. And we'll be back on Sunday for a pointless post-game show in which we'll talk about a game that didn't matter. If we win, we'll be okay. If we lose, it'll be the first loss of the regular season. But I don't think we're going to care too much either. So it is what it is. Oh, God. Much appreciated. Appreciate everybody that supports us and rides with us. You guys are the absolute best. And we'll be back, like I said, on Sunday. So until the next one, have a good one.